If we in this room made a pact that starting on Monday morning, we were no longer going to go up to folks and say, good morning, it's so good to see you. How are you today? It's so good to see you. And instead, we were going to walk up and say, give me some. What would our kids do if they saw us doing that? They would scream, they would hide, and they would no longer what? Do it. Our kids think this belongs to whom? Them. My name is Mike Fanning. I used to teach 10th grade world history to 14 and 15-year-old MTV, BET generation kids who think everything in the world revolves around them. The sun rose this morning merely to awaken them, and I stood in front of them as their teacher merely to entertain them. And so those kids think that that's cool because they think it belongs to them. What they don't know is that they ain't the ones that invented that. Haven't we been giving each other high fives dating back until when?
Forever.
In the 60s, correct? So we think we invented that. But what they don't know is what we don't know is that that phrase, Igolo donem dolo, is what language? Somebody take a guess. Latin, a beautiful guess. Couldn't be more wrong, but a beautiful guess. As a teacher, remember you're never wrong. What I hear? Swahili. Igolo donem dolo is Swahili for put your skin in my hand or give me some skin. What we don't know, because we think we invented Guinea pie. What our kids don't know is they think they invented it. But when I taught the history of the Swahili city-states, I knew if I said today we're going to study the history of the Swahili states, they would moan. My kids would moan and walk past you. And they say, what does that have to do with me? But if they knew that that's those Swahili city-states, remember the interior of Africa spoke what language? Starts with B and ends with Antu. Anyone? Thank you. Very good. Okay. And then remember, people left the interior of Africa, went to the east coast of Africa, and they formed trading colony, remember? And they traded with foreigners, or in South Carolina we'd say foreigners, right? And when the foreigners came to that East African coast, that group of folks that settled the East African coast formed their own language, which is what? Swahili. And those, believe it or not, were the first city-states on earth. We always study Greek and Rome, do we not? Yes. But the first city-states on earth were in Africa, in East Africa, the Swahili city-states. And in their culture, in the Swahili culture, they were the ones that came up with the greeting, what's up, give me some. Now I'm telling you, when I introduce that to my kids, I have them. Once they realized that that group of folks 1,000 years ago on the east coast of Africa invented, what's up, give me some. They wanted to know more about East Africa because they then knew that they might learn something else that's what? Cool, hip, that connects with who? Them. That's why we're here today. We've got to make connections. We live in silos in America. And not you. Alright, look at me now. But your cousin's friends will live on the internet and you'll see something about Donald freaking Trump. And then you will post stuff. Not you, your cousins will post about how horrible it is and how the world is coming to an end. And then others of you will click like. And those are the connections we have today. The reason I'm an excited member of the Progressive Network and a proud follower of the head of the Progressive Caucus, my leader, Representative Gilda Kyle Hunter. We've sat, no, y'all look at me, not us. But for too long, your cousins have sat back and complained about Donald Trump, complained about Nikki Haley, complained about Governor Matt, complained about the roads, complained about the schools, complained about how we live in a third world state. And we don't do anything about it. What you should be excited about by being a part of this Progressive Network is this is the one network that says, let's be the change we want to see. Let's quit talking about it. It's time for us to sit back and allow other people to dictate our vision and to dictate our happiness. Think of it. Every failed marriage you've been in. Think about every failed relationship you've seen. And what the problem usually is a lack of connection. And so what I'm excited about the work that we, the Progressive Network, do in support of the Progressive Caucus in the Senate and the House is that we take our collective passion, somehow get our passionate voices. Have you ever met each other in this room? We're a passionate bunch. Can I get an amen? Amen. We're passionate about all sorts of things. From weed to guns to everything in the sun. And it's sometimes hard, but that's what the Progressive Network does, is we bring that together to form a collective vision. But y'all know me, we can have all the passion we want, we can have a collective vision. But my wife tells me all the time, don't tell me you love me, show me. That's what the Progressive Network is about. Show me. If we've got bad roads in the state, show me a way to fix it. If we have bad schools that have been underfunded since the Abbeville lawsuit in 1992 that we haven't done one thing about while generations are coming, show me. And so I wanted to come by and say thank you. Because if it weren't for you, I literally would not be here today. If you don't believe it, when you leave here, Google Mike Fanning, and you'll be reminded of the attacks that came upon us.
Yes.
But I had not a single organization backing me. Not the Republican Party, not my party, the Democratic Party. I didn't have a single special interest group. I didn't have a single anything. But for some reason, you, the Progressive Network, got drunk and endorsed it. And you only endorsed it? Well, I don't know why. But because of your faith in me, each one of you, your faith in me, we are going to be able to do some mighty, mighty things. Because what's happening here can happen across this state over and over again. So I promised I would not talk long. And so I wanted to come by, number one, and say thank you. Because remember when Jesus healed the folks, only one came back and said thanks. So I wanted to drop by and say thank you for what you've done. But I ask you to remember the Igolo Donondolo. If we don't do anything else, remember my goal was not to make sure my kids knew dates and facts and figures and people. I needed them to know that in history there's nothing new under the sun. That history if we don't study the mistakes of the past, we're going to be doomed to continue to repeat those mistakes. We've got to look for connections. And just like my connection with Swahili and Igolo Donondolo with what we're doing today, I hope that you will look for the connections that you're making in here with individuals from across South Carolina, but also on issues that we can make a difference on. So thank you all for coming out there.